Do you have kids that wreak havoc on your home cleanliness? I do. And every other day, we get a new stain that gets harder and harder to clean.
You think you can survive here? Ha! Tough guy. Survive this. Who's tough now? Didn't think so.
So, in this video, we are checking out the Shark CarpetXpert. Other videos I've seen out there of this highlight extreme conditions like chocolate, jam, or wine stains. For us, our carpet is just ready for a deep clean between shoes, toys, and other stains. So I'm gonna focus more on that everyday application use. So the main use is gonna be the living room carpet. We're gonna use the whole unit on that. And then in my office, I've got a rug with some spot stains that we'll use some of these attachments on and hit those a little more precise and show how that works. But if you do want to see a much more technical breakdown of this, I'll link Just a Dad Video's video on this. I watched that while kind of learning how to use this thing rather than reading the instructions like any guy, but his was very helpful. I'll link that below along with this if you want to check it out. So my first impressions, just putting this thing together, and it is very minimal in putting together. It's just putting like the handle on and the accessories and the hose, but it feels very well built. I have two other Shark vacuums. I have a robot vacuum and a hand wand vacuum, and they both work really well. So my expectations are pretty high for this, but in our case, I was about to rent a carpet cleaner and saw this at Costco, but I'll make sure to link it on Amazon if you want to check it out. But I know renting them, you're spending like 50 or 60 bucks per rental, and you've got a time window, so it was worth it for us to buy one with kids in the house. And it's super convenient to blame all your messes on the kids, because they can't really defend themselves. So kind of a quick overview on this. Down here at the bottom, we've got our collection bin. That's where we're gonna get our dirty water that we'll dump out. The nice thing on this is on everything, they include instructions, and it's all very easy to put in and put together. Right here, we've got the oxy multiplier container, which they include the cleaner for that. On this one, it says, do not dilute. So we're gonna dump this straight into that container, pop it in here. And then right above, we've got the other cleaner. And again, instructions. And this one does say dilute right on the bottle. They include that cleaner as well. It shows you how high to fill the water and then how much of the concentrate to put in, so not too much there. It goes together really well. So those are your three compartments here, you know, empty, cleaner, cleaner. And then they've got the accessories just included right on here. We do have one extra that doesn't fit on here, but it does fit on the base. So all pretty well contained. So you've got your wand cleaner right on the hose. When you're using these spot cleaners, you'll flip this lever down. That changes it from the main suction to hose, which they make that super easy to know what you're doing. Again, instructions right on it. But this can only go down when the hose is out. So when the hose is in place, you have to have that up, meaning you're using this. So they've really thought it out well. But there's several attachments here, starting with the micro spot cleaner. You've got your sprayer here, scrubber, suction, and then they have different sized attachments. Love it, it just goes right on there. Got a bigger one stored right up top here. Super easy, so you know, if you're cleaning a couch or rugs or just a single spot or whatever and you don't need this, you've got all these different things. And then one thing that really set this apart that I love, it's this extra one that we've got stored on the base. It's this pet spot cleaner. It's so cool, and what I love about it is you've got, you know, a similar attachment as this, but it has its own bin here. So you're not cleaning up urine or whatever else and running it all the way in and through your system. It just goes straight to this spot here. And you can clean all that out separately. So you're not contaminating the whole thing. I love that. Somebody at Shark really thought that through. And it's got a little groove and a place for that just to hook right in. Just make sure the hose is snapped down. Perfect. So you could choose between these, which one you store on the cleaner itself. I don't have pets in the house right now, so I'm putting the pet one there and the larger cleaner up here. And if you need to clean this or maintain it, you just got a nice flip right there. This pops off. Okay, so that top pops off and then this rotates open. This one doesn't come off, it's just on pins, but you can access your brushes there. But this is the sensor switch, which will auto spray for you. So when you're pushing it back or forth, this is going to activate the sprayer. So there's actually no trigger on the handle as you're cleaning. It's all right here. So I know for me in the past, I have certainly over soaked the carpet with the sprayer manually. So I like that they took that out and just made it automatic. And back together just like that. So with that, let's go fill up the cleaners and put it to work. All right, so I'm going to start by filling these up, and it shows us which one to use. So I can see that matches, and this one says do not dilute, and we fill it all the way up. Okay, so I filled that up, and it actually took the entire bottle. So it'll take the whole 16-ounce bottle to fill this one up. I'll stick that back, and then this one shows you it's cleaner. There we go, so those match. You got your instructions here, some more here, how-to videos. But this one tells us to fill the water all the way to here, and then we're just gonna add that much, like top it off with the concentrate to there. Okay, so that's full. I would guess that this one took maybe around half the bottle, give or take, but this one goes upside down there. Perfect. I got some water on the side just from filling it up. All right, we're all plugged in, filled up, ready to go. You got your power button here, mode select here. The modes are deep clean mode or quick dry mode. Just the two options. So when we turn it on, these lights should turn green, just indicating that it's working. And then as soon as I drop the vacuum, it'll turn blue, being ready to use. Let's check it out. So it takes just a second to turn off when you hit that power button, probably just to decompress. But let's look at a stain and see how it works. So we're gonna start off right here is a pretty good stain in front of the trash can. So that kind of makes sense, but I don't know if you can see it as well on camera as I can in person, but let's put it to work. Okay, so I probably ran over that about maybe 10 or 12 times. From what I can see, the spots are gone, but it's also wet. So I'm gonna switch it to quick dry mode, see if that might help show it. Okay, so first impressions, that's very easy to use. I don't know if it's true or not, but it felt like it helped pull forward when I was going forward. And then coming back, you can see all the soap and stuff coming up through here, which is kind of cool. But I can definitely see a difference. I mean, it's still wet, so maybe take that into consideration, but you can kind of see the line is right here. So it's definitely dirtier and cleaner. So far, that's very easy to use. One thing that I like on this is there's no trigger up here. It's just a handle. So I know in the past when I've rented carpet cleaners, you're spraying a trigger to release the soap. And I've certainly oversprayed and over-soaked the carpets more than I probably needed to. So I like that that's built in. It has that switch on the bottom that does the soap automatically. And in the tank, I'm about half full right now to where it says empty, or it says max fill. So we'll do a little more and see how it goes. So it certainly seems to be working well so far. I'm doing this in a horrible pattern, starting in the middle of the room. I'm gonna move the coffee table, I'll get all this area, but it looks like we're about ready to empty this. It's picking up quite a bit, and I did vacuum and everything beforehand, so this is all just in the carpet, pretty nasty. Let's empty this and keep going. This does have 2 grips here, you just squeeze that, you can pull the lid right out. Pretty easy. So that seems pretty impressive. And after using it some more, I don't think that it's assisting you in the pull. I think it just has a nice flow to it. It feels really good in the hand. It's got a nice weight to it. And one thing I noticed is the waste bin fills up a bit faster than you think it will, because it's only filling up like a quarter full when you need to empty it. I'm not sure why it's so big, maybe just for filters and things, but that's one thing to keep an eye on, is that filling up. And the diluted solution, that empties a little quicker than you'd think. I did discover that the bottle fills 3 fillings of this. So luckily the box came with 2 of each. So I am on my 2nd bottle of the diluted solution. But the other one, I don't even think we used much. We barely put a dent in that, if anything. So that one, I guess, lasts a long time. But yeah, so keeping an eye on this one, and the emptying bin was the biggest thing. And there were a couple really hard spots. A few of them I was able to get out just by hitting it at different directions and keep going at it just back and forth, and then those would come out. But we've got a couple over here. I think it was like old Play-Doh or markers or something, but I lightened them, but they're not all the way out. So I'd actually tried the wand for a second on it, and that didn't seem to make too much of a difference compared to what I already did. Speaking of the wand, let's take that in the office and I'll show you how that works. Alright, so the office rug, I've got a few spots around that I'll hit, but for the sake of this video, you can see one right here. I don't even know what that is. Could be from a shoe, could be from a drink, I don't know. But it's been there a while, so let's see if it will pick it up. I'll at least show you how the wand works. You just unhook it from the cleaner, and then you've got it here. Now you get to choose which size you want to use. I think I'm going to start small, so let's just go there. So you will flip this down, since you want to use the hose. So you're cutting off access to the main cleaner, and that's redirecting the access to the hose. This is the sprayer down here with a trigger. It squirts right here. And then it's got a brush and the vacuum. You'll still turn it on as normal. It's just going to direct to the hose, and I'll show you with my hand here. Okay. So I'm spraying. Well, that worked better than I thought. That is gone, completely gone. So I might have to find a couple more spots to show you the other attachments. You've got the different sizes. You just attach them like that. Super easy. Even bigger. Perfect. I do have a spot on this couch though that I was also planning to do. Let's look there. Okay, so on the couch, I've got some paint here. So I want to see if this will get that out. So I'm going to turn it on and then I'll spray. I don't know if you were able to see the spraying before, but I'll try to let you see here. So that basically got it. There's a small bit here and here. So I'm just trying to get these stiff bristles. I'm trying to get those in there. So I'd say it like 98 or 99% got it. So that's pretty nice. If you've got stuff on your furniture, you can hit it with this. That's pretty sweet. We'll try the bigger attachment right here. You can see that stain. It's not as heavy, so I'm sure it will come out fine, but I'm gonna use this next size up. Try that out. So I wouldn't say that's 100% gone, but again, like, it's definitely not very noticeable. Probably only noticeable if you're looking, so pretty sweet. So last up is the pet attachment. I don't have a pet, so I'm just going to show you how it works. But I'll replace that with the pet one with its own compartment. So if you're cleaning up urine or whatever, it's going to store it here instead of here. But it just works the same way. It's got some rubber bristles, the vacuum here, and then the compartment and your trigger. The spray comes out the top on this one. Okay. There you can see it's in this basin instead of the vacuum. So I didn't do a whole ton, but you can see how that works. And then you just go clean that out on its own. Pretty sweet. So there is one last tool that they include, and if you would call it a tool, it clamps right on at the top, but it's this hose cleaning tool. It says right on there, but you slide that onto the little hose, just sits kind of loosely in place, but it's got little grooves that match up. You turn it on, press the trigger, and it'll spray the cleaner just to cycle it through here, just to kind of clean it out. So that's pretty cool, cleans the hose, I guess. So let's try that. Hey. Cool. Easy enough. And then that just snaps on there. Perfect. But I just love how simple they made all this. It just is perfect. Awesome job here. This thing seems pretty amazing. I mean, it didn't do a perfect job, but for a consumer model cleaner, this thing seems like top of the line to me. The build quality, the ease of use, it all just goes so well together. And for us, it was really worth buying right now while we've got kids at home in particular. I keep blaming them, but it just makes sense where we usually rent them a couple times a year. So now we can just do this whenever we want. So I'll make sure to link it below and you can check it out for yourself. But thanks for watching.